Hello and welcome to my tarot corner. So I'm starting this spread with a major clearing of energies because I was my previous reading I had this kind of accident, and the thing that I used to hold my phone just broke. So I had to pull out something that I had, which is not as good as the one that broke. So in order to be able to photo, because otherwise I can't hold the camera and shuffle the cards. So first time using sage and Palo Alto, and it's going to be very stinky here, and it's good that nobody's here right now. And then I couldn't find the list of subject that I wanted to read today, but then I found it, and I think that you can guess by the name of this deck what is it about, because it is about friends. And what I'm going to ask is Nancy Pelosi Meghan Markle's new BFF? Now, I did want to do a spread about Jessica Mulroney, but then I saw that some other reader did about that. My hands are full of coal, but never mind. And then I saw this video by Neil Sean that spoke about how impressed Nancy Pelosi was by Meghan's letter, even though it is a subject that was already discussed, and this was something that it wasn't an innovation, it wasn't a new idea that Meghan had. She just touched on a subject that many others already did, and I understand that a law about it is already in stages of being confirmed. But anyway, Nancy Pelosi thought that it could be a very good idea to have Meghan as a politician. So I decided to see, are they friends or are they not? So what I'm going to do, so first I'm going to use the tarot, which is called Friends, and see whether they are friends or not. And I'm just going to take 3 cards about how does Nancy feels, 3 cards about how Meghan feels, and then I'm going to use an oracle. I don't want this to be too long. So let's start. First I'm going to clear the cards, and then I'm going to ask, are Nancy Pelosi and Meghan Markle best friends now? Are Nancy Pelosi and Meghan Markle new best friends? Is Nancy Pelosi is now Meghan Markle's best friend? So let's card the cards and let's see what we get. So first I look at the energies around Nancy Pelosi. These 3 cards are about her, and then the energies around Meghan Markle, and I'll just put them up here so you can see them. This is not the best of ideas, but this is the best I can do right now. So in Nancy Pelosi main card, that's the main energy, is the Hermit. Well, no, She doesn't look at Megan as a new friend. The hermit is a person that is looking for the truth. First of all, she needs someone who is truthful, and we know that Megan isn't. And secondly, it is someone who is acting by himself. This is someone who is who needs to be alone. It is not someone who is lonely because he has no other friends and people don't want to be with him. He is searching for the solitude. He wants to be alone in order to be able to reach his inner truth. So Nancy Pelosi is not a friend of anyone. She uses people to her advantage, but she is acting to her own interest and to what she considers her own truth. So this is how Nancy sees this relationship. And in between, on the side, we have the star, and the star is another major arcana, and it speaks about, first of all, it is not a bad card. It is a good card if you are truthful about yourself, if you are opening the Pandora box and talk about all the things that are inside, all the things that are disturbing you. But if you do that, then this is a good card, connected with love, connected with success. But it looks like Nancy Pelosi is walking towards that. So she wants to be the star. She doesn't need anyone else to be besides her and taking her limelight. And because the hermit is going towards the card of the star, and because we know that Megan is not truthful, she's not telling the truth, she is not the one to come and say, I have a mental health problem, I need mental health help. She will not open her own Pandora box. She will not talk about the things that are in her way. Then she will not be the star that she wants to be. This card, when it is negatively aspected, and the hermit is actually negatively aspecting it, it is someone who surrenders to other people or other organizations that can harm them. So it is someone who is afraid of talking about his problem, someone who feels who is blocked and cannot go further because he's afraid of talking of the problem. And this is exactly what we see about Megan. She is not talking about her own problem. She speaks about everybody else's problem, but not her own. On the other side, we have the moon, another major arcana, and another card that says we need to speak about it. This is another card of, first of all, it is the mother card. And we know that Meghan Markle wants to be seen as the mother, and this is how she wants Nancy Pelosi to see her. She wrote a letter about parental rights after birth and being able to get paid parental vacation after a baby is born. So this is how she wants to be seen. She wants to be seen as the mother. But the moon speaks about another person who has a major mental health problem, and when we have the moon and the star at the same spread. Although this spread is talking about how Nancy Pelosi sees Megan, she sees her as a wacko. I'm sorry to use that word, but she sees her as someone who is in their need for mental health treatment, and maybe she herself is also not being very truthful. Maybe she herself, and I mean Nancy Pelosi, she herself has problems, but I don't know her good enough to say. But maybe she has problems that she's not talking about them as well. But this is how she sees Meghan, and so she's not Meghan's friend. So let's see, what does Meghan see out of this? How does she see this relationship? And the main card is the Page of Pentacles. So she is looking at Nancy Pelosi, and like in the cartoons, when you see the eyes of a person change into dollar signs, this is what she sees. She looks at Nancy Pelosi and sees a way of making money. The Ace of Pentacles is the ace of being able to realize your wishes and your needs, especially your needs in the physical plane, and this is what she sees. She sees the possibility to fulfill her needs, to realize her needs in the material world. Now, this card also speaks of pregnancy, and as we said, she is claiming to be just after a pregnancy, and all of this letter was because she gave birth. So it comes together very nicely, but this is exactly what she sees out of this relationship. She doesn't see Nancy as a best new friend, a new BFF. She sees her as a mean to an end, and the end is making money. And what do we have on the side? So on this side we have the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups speaks of despair, and it is here we see that 3 cups are spilled and 2 cups are not, but the woman is standing in front of all of them, so she can see the 2 cups that are not spilled. In the actual Rider-Waite, the person cannot see the 2 cups that are not spilled, so it is an unwarranted despair, because the person cannot see that it still has 2 cups filled. But here, this is Phoebe, if you've seen Friends. So here Phoebe sees all 5 cups, and still, although 2 cups are still full, she is still in a state of despair. So this card is speaking about depression, speaking about lack of trust. So she's not really trusting Nancy Pelosi. She is kind of desperate to get in her way and to make good impression in order to make the Ace of Pentacles realize it. And on the other side we have the Ace of Swords. Now the Ace of Swords, and you see there's a crown here, so the Ace of Swords is like the ace of the thoughts and the ideas. So she has lots of ideas, but of course she has to have those titles in order to get those ideas realized. She has to have this crown. Without the crown, she won't be able to get those ideas out. And this card speaks about realizing her ideas and thoughts in the material world. But this card does speak about a business, speaks about being very direct, being very able to cut things, and not being hesitant, and so I can say that for Meghan, these 2 cards are telling me that Nancy Pelosi, for her, is a mean to an end, to get money and to get her ideas out. But she is very desperate to get her attention, and she is very desperate and she feels despair because because she feels that her she wasn't received as good as she hoped to be received. And for Nancy Pelosi, she doesn't see Meghan as a friend. She sees her as someone who needs urgent mental health care. She sees her as someone who still needs to go inside and look for the truth, because she is ignoring the truth. This is how Nancy Pelosi sees Meghan. She sees her as someone who is untruthful and ignoring the truth, and needs urgent mental health care. And the oracle card that I'm going to use, I can't remember the name, but you can see in the description box. Everything is a little bit messy right now because of what happened earlier. So just the energy around their relationship. Let's see what we have. Energy around Meghan and Nancy's relationship. Energy around Meghan and Nancy's relationship. Energy around Meghan and Nancy's relationship. So let's see what we get. Radical honesty. So we spoke about the necessity to be truthful. So to believe in the facade is to suffocate in the armor or alienation, self-defeat and self-denial. So there is a need for radical honesty. So this is the energy around their relationship, the need for radical honesty, which is not there. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.